how did you begin to get excited about talking to cult members? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that, whoa, the last thing they want to do is talk to cult members. Get them excited about doing it. How did the Lord work with you? So chat away, John, please.
I was 16 years old. I'd gone over my friend Kevin's house, and we were planning on going to a local church, youth group. And to be honest, in our church we had lots of boys, in that church we had lots of girls, they had lots of girls. So when you're 16 years old, you know, that's the way it works. Anyway, I was waiting for him to get ready, and there was a knock at the door, and a girl who was just a few years older, perhaps 19, 20, called at the door, and she was a Jehovah's Witness. We got into a conversation, and I remember thinking, well, you know, I'm quite good as a Christian. I read my Bible, and we got into a discussion which lasted quite some time, and we were late going to the youth group that night. But it was the first real engagement that I'd had with someone from a cult, and I didn't lose. That's the wrong way to think about it, mind. But I didn't lose, but neither did I win. And it forced me then to start reading. Researching. I met the girl again, and we talked things through. So that was where it started. And for me, I realised that these people have been told things. With a Jehovah's Witness, for instance, they are not allowed to read literature. They're not allowed to read literature from outside the organisation. They're not allowed to research or have Bible studies outside the organisation. So they even have their own Bible. Most Jehovah's Witnesses will only ever read their own Bible. Most Jehovah's Witnesses will only ever read their own book. And I felt, but there is truth, which is outside of that. There is truth. There is error, which is in that. And for me, it started on a journey. And initially it was JWs, Jehovah's Witnesses, but it eventually would embrace Mormons. It would embrace Moonies, Hare Krishna. Saturday afternoon in Swansea, I would go to town, sometimes with my girlfriend. I'm so sorry that they were with me. I had my big black coat on, because it rains in Swansea, right? You've got to wear a coat. And all these pockets, and I had literature in all my pockets for whichever particular group that I would meet. And I'd get into discussions with all these people. Right. I learned a lot. And I realised that these people need Jesus.
I have a caller on the line. Is it Sandra?
Yes.
Hi there. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
I'm stepping away from the TV right now. So
okay.
Yes.
What can we do for you?
Well, a dear friend of mine is a Mormon, and I'm a Christian. And I did not realize she was Mormon for quite a while into our relationship. She's one of the dearest, sweetest people. But I don't know how she has mentioned to me that she believes that the Bible has been tampered with, that it's not accurate anymore. That's why they have the Book of Mormon, to clarify things that have been tampered with. I don't know how to approach her. We prayed together, and that's why I didn't realize she was Mormon for a long time, because when we prayed, she sounded very Christian.
Right.
But in reality, I don't know how to approach her, especially when she hit me with the thing about the Bible not being true. And
okay. Maybe we're killed two birds with one stone here a little bit, but John, one of the questions we were going to talk to, and we may say a little bit about it now and a bit more later on, was this question of how do we know we can rely on the Bible? But before we sort of get on to that a little bit more, John, how would you suggest that Sandra approaches this person?
Okay. Hi, Sandra.
hello.
I think you've started off doing really well. If you're praying for her, if you are showing friendship and not in any sense withdrawing from her, that's a really good thing. And you're building a platform of communication and of friendship and hopefully of trust as well. And you speak of her very highly, which is really, really good. What I would say is, can I just help you to understand the difference between the way a Mormon understands the scriptures and the way that we would as Christians? Would that be okay?
Sure.
Right. You've probably heard her talk about the phrase that we believe in the Bible insofar as it is translated correctly.
Right.
That's a phrase that Mormons use a lot. And But there is a massive difference between the Book of Mormon and the Bible. And what she's been taught and what she's been told it springs out of the difference between the two. Give an example. The Bible is a collection of 66 books, 27 in the New Testament, 39 in the Old. The New Testament was written originally in Greek, and we have a number of manuscripts dating back very close to the time of the New Testament being written. And if you actually count the Greek manuscripts, we're talking 5, 6, 7,000 manuscripts that we have. So it's not a case of us looking at an English Bible and then saying, well, we're not sure if that's translated correctly. We can actually go back and check the Greek and check the Hebrew. You've probably heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Well, they are dated before the time of Jesus, and they show that the Old Testament was passed on with incredible accuracy. Okay? Now, when you come to the Book of Mormon, and she might not even know this, but when we look at the Book of Mormon and we ask the question, okay, so how do we know that that is an ancient document? How do we know that it has manuscript evidence for it? How many manuscripts of the Book of Mormon do we have in the original language? Would you like to know the answer, Sandra?
Yes.
None.
None.
Because from our perspective as Christians and from a secular perspective, from those who would research these things, the Book of Mormon has no manuscript, zero, zilch, none. There is no brick, there is no book, there is no bone that anybody has ever found to prove or point towards the existence of any person, any city, any building, or anything that is in the Book of Mormon. Now, how you communicate that is an art. And can I just suggest one thing? Mike, who was on last week, Mike and Anne, they wrote a very good book, Mormonism, Gold-Plated Religion. I have it on good authority. They're rewriting it.
It's in fact, it will be at the publisher next week.
Ah, right.
Yes.
That would be a very good book for you to read.
Okay.
And you would need to consider whether it would be suitable for your friend to read as well.
Could you give me that name again, please?
Yeah, we'll give it to. In fact, what will happen in the moment, Sandra, our website address will come up, and you can actually get all the details of that on there. But it's Mormonism, a Gold-Plated Religion,
Okay.
by Mike and Ann Thomas. But go onto our website, and you can email me after the program, and I'll happily make sure you get all the details.
Okay.
Can I say one thing, adding on from what John said? Sometimes one of the best ways to approach is not by, for instance, John shared with you the information there. Not just passing on that information, but actually asking your friend, because you're having a conversation, you don't rely on the Bible, but you do rely on the Book of Mormon. Can you tell me why?
Right.
And then you can show her, and the information that John gave you, we can make sure you get, so that you've got it down in front of you. You can then actually say, but don't you see, for me, the Bible actually has far more going for it to being reliable than the Book of Mormon does. Therefore, surely we should believe the Bible as well, if not instead of. And it's not condemning your friend, it's reaching out to her.
That's right.
The thing that John was sharing just now when he was talking with Mike and Anne was this: he wanted to be positive with them. Yeah, we share with what's wrong, but we above all share that glorious relationship that you have.